Have you ever wondered if someone truly enjoys being around you, even when they don't say it out loud? Sometimes, the signs are subtle, quiet, almost invisible to the casual eye. But if you pay attention, they reveal a lot about how much you mean to someone. We all want to feel valued, appreciated, and genuinely liked, not just for what we do, but for simply being ourselves. And when a man enjoys your presence, it shows in ways that go far beyond words. The way someone behaves around you often speaks louder than anything they say. It's in the little things, the way he positions himself when you're together, how often he checks in, or even how he reacts when others try to get close to you. These small gestures might seem insignificant on their own, but when you notice the patterns, they reveal an unmistakable truth. He values your company, your energy, and your presence more than you might realize. Understanding these signs isn't about reading too deeply into every action or assuming feelings that aren't there. It's about recognizing the consistent ways someone shows they enjoy your presence. Through laughter, attentiveness, thoughtful gestures, and subtle behaviors that demonstrate emotional investment. Whether it's remembering tiny details about your life, initiating conversations just to hear your voice, or planning the future with you in mind, each action carries meaning. This guide isn't just for spotting love or romance. It's about noticing genuine connection. When someone enjoys being around you, it enhances your day, makes interactions feel effortless, and creates a sense of comfort and warmth. You'll notice it in their eyes, their body language, their words, and even in the pauses between conversations where their attention is clearly focused on you. Over time, these behaviors accumulate, creating a bond that feels natural, authentic, and deeply rewarding. By paying attention to these signs, you not only gain clarity about how someone feels, but also learn to appreciate the small, meaningful ways people express affection and connection. Enjoying someone's presence isn't always about grand gestures. It's about consistency, care, and the subtle ways they choose to be near you, think of you, and include you in their world. Recognizing these moments can deepen your understanding of relationships, improve communication, and help you value those who truly treasure your company. In the following video, we're going to explore 15 clear and unmistakable ways a man shows he enjoys your presence every day. From the way he laughs at your jokes more than others to the thoughtful gestures he does without you even asking. Each sign is a window into his feelings, intentions, and the value he places on having you in his life. By the end, you'll be able to notice these patterns, understand their meaning, and truly appreciate the people who enjoy being around you just as much as you enjoy their company. 1. He always looks for reasons to be near you. When a man truly enjoys your presence, he doesn't just wait for opportunities to spend time with you. He creates them. This could be as simple as finding excuses to cross paths with you at work, school, or social gatherings. Maybe he offers to help with tasks, sits near you during meetings, or find a reason to walk you home. These aren't random actions. They are deliberate attempts to remain in your orbit. Being physically or emotionally close allows him to feel connected, and it's a way of expressing care without words. He may also engage in subtle, almost instinctive behaviors, like leaning closer in conversations or choosing seating arrangements that keep him near you. Even in casual group settings, you might notice that he consistently positions himself where he can interact with you the most. It's not about controlling your space. It's about enjoying your energy, your laughter, and the comfort of your company. Over time, these small, consistent gestures reveal a deeper pattern. He genuinely finds happiness in simply being near you. For him, your presence is calming, engaging, and uplifting, so he seeks it naturally. The key is consistency. Occasional appearances could be coincidental, but repeated efforts to be around you, even when inconvenient, indicate a genuine desire for closeness. This behavior also highlights an unspoken emotional bond. He may not say it outright, but his actions communicate affection, admiration, and even subtle longing. Recognizing this pattern is a strong sign that your presence matters to him more than you might realize. 2. He remembers small details about you. One of the clearest signs he values being around you is his attention to detail. When someone enjoys your presence, They naturally pay closer attention to the things you say, your habits, preferences, and even your moods. He might recall a favorite snack you mentioned weeks ago, the way you like your coffee, or the title of a book you casually discussed. To him, these details aren't trivial, they are meaningful. Remembering small facts demonstrates genuine interest and emotional investment. It shows he listens attentively rather than passively. For example, if you casually mention a stressful day, he might follow up later to ask how it went. Or if you talk about a hobby, he may suggest events, tips, or gifts related to it. These actions aren't just polite, they're his way of connecting and showing that your world matters to him. This attention to detail often extends to remembering past conversations, birthdays, or even minor preferences. He doesn't just store these facts. He actively uses them to create moments that make you feel seen and valued. Small gestures like this build emotional intimacy and subtly communicate that your happiness and comfort are important to him. When someone values your presence, remembering these details comes naturally. It's a sign he's not just physically present but emotionally tuned in. He wants you to feel acknowledged, understood, and appreciated. Over time, these small but consistent actions reveal a deeper affection and reinforce that he cherishes being in your life. 3. He initiates conversations frequently. A man who enjoys your presence will go out of his way to start conversations, even over trivial things. Whether it's a text, a casual chat, or a meaningful discussion, he seeks opportunities to engage with you. This frequent initiation isn't about boredom. It reflects genuine interest in your thoughts, feelings, and daily experiences. He may send messages just to share something funny, ask about your day, or comment on a mutual interest. Even when he's busy, he finds a way to check in, proving that your connection matters more than convenience. Initiating conversation is a deliberate way to maintain closeness. It shows that he's thinking about you even when you're not around. His efforts are often consistent, not sporadic. Unlike casual acquaintances who only engage when prompted, he actively seeks dialogue. He may ask open-ended questions, encourage discussion, or revisit topics you previously mentioned. These actions demonstrate that he values your thoughts and wants to keep the emotional bridge strong. Beyond verbal communication, initiating conversation also fosters comfort and familiarity. Over time, these frequent interactions create a rhythm and sense of connection that strengthens your bond. It signals that your presence matters to him, and he enjoys every opportunity to engage, learn more about you, and share a part of his own life in return. 4. He laughs at your jokes more than others. One subtle but clear sign he enjoys your presence is the way he reacts to your humor. When a man truly likes being around you, he doesn't just laugh politely. He engages with your jokes in a way that's attentive and genuine. Even small, offhand comments or slightly awkward jokes can elicit his laughter, showing that he values your voice, your timing, and the joy you bring. This isn't about flattery or pretending to find you funny. It's about connection. Laughter creates intimacy and signals emotional alignment. By laughing more at your jokes than others, he's demonstrating that he is tuned into your energy and finds your company uplifting. Over time, this consistent behavior highlights a pattern. Your presence brightens his day, and he instinctively wants to acknowledge that enjoyment. It's also worth noting that laughter is contagious, and people naturally mirror the emotions of those they care about. His amplified responses to your humor suggest that he's emotionally invested in your happiness. You might notice he smiles more widely, leans in closer, or even repeats lines just to share the moment with you. All of these subtle actions reinforce that he's not just physically near you, he's emotionally present, savoring every interaction. 5. He mirrors your movements subtly. Mirroring is a powerful psychological sign of connection, and when he enjoys your presence, he often unconsciously imitates your movements, gestures, or speech patterns. If you cross your legs, he might do the same shortly after. If you gesture while speaking, he may mimic similar motions. These are not coincidences. They are subconscious attempts to create rapport and emotional harmony. This behavior demonstrates that he's engaged and tuned into your energy. Mirroring fosters closeness because it makes interactions feel effortless and synchronized. It's a subtle way of showing empathy and alignment without needing words. Over time, you may notice that his posture, tone, or expressions reflect yours more than they do with other people, signaling a deeper level of attentiveness and comfort. Importantly, mirroring is usually consistent and natural, not forced. It's an instinctive response to someone whose presence he enjoys, as being in sync with you creates mutual enjoyment and emotional resonance. Recognizing this subtle behavior helps you understand that his attentiveness and enjoyment of your presence go beyond casual interest. It's rooted in genuine connection. 6. He notices tiny changes in your appearance. When a man values being around you, he pays attention to details others might overlook. Whether it's a new haircut, a subtle change in your outfit, or even a slight shift in your mood reflected in your appearance, he notices. These observations are not just superficial. They indicate emotional investment and attentiveness to your well-being. Noticing small changes signals that he is actively observing you, which is a hallmark of genuine interest. For example, he may compliment you on a new hairstyle days after you make the change, or casually ask if you've been trying a new style. Even slight variations in your energy or demeanor may catch his attention, prompting supportive or curious responses. This behavior reflects both emotional intelligence and a desire to remain connected. By acknowledging small changes, he communicates that is attentive and that your presence matters to him. Over time, these consistent observations build intimacy, showing that his enjoyment of your company is not limited to casual interaction, but extends to a deeper appreciation of who you are. 7. He shares personal stories with you. When a man enjoys your presence, he feels safe enough to open up and share parts of his life that he doesn't discuss with everyone. Personal stories reveal his thoughts, experiences, and emotions, and sharing them is a sign of trust and connection. By confiding in you, he's inviting you into his world, showing that he values your opinion and presence in a deeper way. These stories don't always have to be serious. Even small anecdotes from his day, childhood memories, or quirky experiences can carry significance. The act of sharing is more about closeness than content. It's his way of saying, "I want you to know me." Over time, you'll notice that he tells you things he hasn't shared with others, which highlights the uniqueness of your bond. Sharing personal stories also encourages reciprocity. He creates an emotional space where you feel comfortable opening up to, fostering intimacy. This behavior demonstrates that he enjoys being around you because he's willing to be vulnerable, a clear signal that your presence makes him feel secure and connected. Moreover, he might recall past conversations and reference them naturally in his stories. This shows attentiveness and reinforces that he values not just talking to you, but engaging meaningfully. Every personal story becomes a bridge, deepening the emotional connection and subtly proving that he treasures your company. 8. He prioritizes your comfort over his convenience. A man who enjoys your presence will often place your comfort above his own convenience. This could manifest in small ways, like adjusting his plans to accommodate yours, offering you his jacket when you're cold, or choosing activities he knows you'll enjoy, even if it's not his preference. These thoughtful gestures show that your happiness matters to him more than mere convenience. Prioritizing your comfort reflects emotional maturity and care. It signals that he is attentive, empathetic, and observant of your needs. He notices when you might feel uneasy, tired, or overwhelmed, and he steps in quietly to make things easier or more pleasant for you. This is not performative. It's a natural expression of appreciation for your presence. Over time, these consistent small actions create a sense of safety and support. When someone consistently goes out of their way to make you feel comfortable, it demonstrates that they genuinely enjoy your company and are invested in your well-being. This behavior isn't limited to big gestures. Even tiny acts of consideration communicate that being near you matters more than self-interest. The key is consistency. Occasional favors might be polite gestures, but repeated efforts to prioritize your comfort indicate genuine care and a deep appreciation for your presence. It's a subtle way of showing that your happiness enriches his own experience when you're together. 9. He checks in on you without a reason. A man who enjoys your presence will reach out simply to see how you're doing, without needing an excuse. This could be a text asking about your day, a quick call to hear your voice, or even a casual message sharing something that reminded him of you. These check-ins are a strong signal that he thinks about you even when you're not together. Checking in without a reason reflects attentiveness and emotional investment. He's interested in your feelings, moods, and experiences, not out of obligation but because he genuinely enjoys your presence. Over time, these small interactions accumulate, building a sense of connection and showing that you're an important part of his thoughts and routines. These gestures also create emotional reassurance. They subtly communicate that he values your well-being and wants to maintain closeness. Unlike casual acquaintances who only reach out when needed, he takes initiative to engage, proving that your presence has a meaningful impact on his day. Consistency matters here. Repeated, thoughtful check-ins indicate that he enjoys having you in his life and wants to maintain the bond actively. It's one of the most reliable signs that his affection and appreciation for your presence go beyond surface-level interaction. 10. He makes future plans that include you. When a man truly enjoys your presence, he doesn't just think about the present. He imagines a future with you in it. Including you in his plans, whether big or small, demonstrates that he values your company and wants it to continue. This could range from inviting you to events weeks ahead, suggesting trips together, or even casually mentioning future activities he hopes to share with you. Making future plans is a subtle but powerful signal of emotional investment. It shows that he sees you as more than a temporary presence in his life. You're someone whose company he anticipates and cherishes. By envisioning you in his upcoming experiences, he's expressing trust, connection, and a desire for continuity. Even seemingly small gestures, like asking if you're free for lunch next week or planning a movie night in advance, carry significance. These acts indicate that he actively wants to create shared memories with you and prioritizes your presence in his life. It's not just about the activity itself, it's about the fact that he wants you there. Over time, consistent inclusion in his plans highlights his enjoyment of your presence and his intention to maintain closeness. This pattern reflects genuine affection, respect, and a desire for ongoing connection. Recognizing this behavior is a clear sign that your company matters deeply to him, both now and in the future. 11. His body language always leans toward you. Nonverbal cues are some of the clearest indicators that someone enjoys your presence, and one of the most telling is body language. When a man consistently leans toward you during conversations, it shows engagement, attentiveness, and interest. This subtle physical inclination is an unconscious way of signaling connection and comfort. Leaning in demonstrates that he wants to be close, both emotionally and physically. Even in group settings, you may notice that he positions himself nearer to you than others or subtly shifts his posture to face you directly. These actions are not random. They are instinctive indicators that he values your presence. Other body language signs, like maintaining eye contact, mirroring your gestures, or orienting his feet toward you, reinforce this connection. Together, these cues communicate that he is emotionally present and genuinely enjoying your company. Unlike words, which can sometimes be misleading, body language is instinctive and often harder to fake. Consistently observing these patterns over time reveals a clear message. He feels comfortable, attentive, and drawn to you. His physical orientation toward you is a reflection of the emotional significance he places on your presence, highlighting the depth of his connection without the need for verbal confirmation. 12. He compliments you in thoughtful ways. A man who enjoys your presence will offer compliments that go beyond superficial remarks. Thoughtful compliments show he's paying attention to details about you, your personality, achievements, style, or even small changes that others might overlook. These acknowledgments are his way of expressing appreciation for your presence and making you feel valued. Unlike generic praise, thoughtful compliments are specific and meaningful. He might notice your dedication to a project, admire the way you handle the situation, or comment on a subtle change in your appearance. By highlighting these aspects, he communicates that he observes and appreciates the unique qualities that make you who you are. These compliments serve multiple purposes. They reinforce emotional connection, build trust, and create positive feelings associated with his presence. They also demonstrate that he enjoys engaging with you on a deeper level, beyond casual interaction. Over time, The pattern of meaningful praise becomes a strong indicator that your presence is genuinely valued. Thoughtful compliments, when consistent, indicate both attentiveness and affection. They are a clear signal that he finds your company rewarding, inspiring, and enjoyable. Each compliment reinforces the idea that he cherishes being around you, strengthening the bond and making your interactions more fulfilling. 13. He gets subtly jealous when others get close. Jealousy, when expressed subtly, can be a sign that he values your presence more than he openly admits. He may not act possessively or overtly, but small reactions, like a fleeting look, a slight change in tone, or a quiet shift in behavior, can indicate that he feels protective of his connection with you. Subtle jealousy often arises because he enjoys your company and wants to maintain closeness. Seeing others approach or interact with you might trigger a mild emotional response, reflecting that your attention and presence matter to him. This doesn't necessarily mean insecurity. Rather, it's a natural indicator of attachment and emotional investment. You might notice small behaviors, like attempting to redirect conversations, asking questions about new acquaintances in a casual way, or becoming slightly more attentive when someone else is near you. These cues are usually fleeting and gentle, but they signal that he cares deeply about maintaining his bond with you. Recognizing subtle jealousy requires observation over time. One-off reactions could be coincidental, but a consistent pattern reveals that he values your presence more than he lets on. His reactions communicate that he notices your interactions with others, feels connected enough to care, and enjoys being the person closest to you emotionally. Ultimately, this gentle jealousy shows that your presence isn't just comforting, it's significant. He wants to remain a central part of your life, and his subtle responses reveal the depth of his emotional investment, demonstrating that your connection is meaningful to him on a personal level. 14. He finds random reasons to talk to you. When a man enjoys your presence, he doesn't wait for a structured reason to reach out. He creates opportunities for conversation. These random interactions might seem small, a text about something trivial, a meme that reminded him of you, or a question about your day, but they carry weight. They signal that he thinks about you, seeks your input, or simply wants to connect. Initiating conversation without a clear purpose demonstrates genuine interest. It shows that your presence matters to him in both practical and emotional ways. He enjoys your company enough to take the time to reach out, even when there's no pressing need to communicate. You may notice patterns, like him messaging you first, asking follow-up questions about things you mentioned previously, or bringing up topics just to share a laugh or bond. These seemingly minor gestures are his way of creating moments together, reinforcing closeness, and maintaining a continuous emotional connection. Random interactions are also a subtle test of rapport. By engaging without necessity, he gauges your mood, reactions, and willingness to connect, which helps him navigate the relationship while keeping the bond enjoyable and light. Over time, these frequent, thoughtful interactions clearly demonstrate that he values your presence and wants it consistently in his life. 15. He makes small, thoughtful gestures daily. A man who enjoys your presence often expresses it through consistent, small gestures. These actions may go unnoticed by others, but they reflect attentiveness, care, and a desire to enhance your comfort or happiness. Whether it's bringing your favorite snack, holding a door open, sending a morning greeting, or remembering something you mentioned days ago, these thoughtful acts communicate that your presence is cherished. Daily gestures don't need to be extravagant. Their significance lies in consistency and intent. Each small action signals that he notices your needs, pays attention to details, and wants to contribute positively to your day. These acts are often subtle but cumulative. They create a sense of care and emotional warmth over time. Thoughtful gestures are a reflection of emotional investment. They indicate that he enjoys being around you and derives satisfaction from making your life easier or more pleasant. Unlike grand declarations, these small, repeated efforts demonstrate sincerity and genuine affection. When combined with his other behaviors, checking in, complimenting, and initiating interaction, these gestures form a clear pattern of appreciation and enjoyment of your presence. Observing these consistent, thoughtful actions reveals that he values not only your company but also your happiness, making them one of the most telling signs that he truly enjoys having you in his life.